friends, welcome back to the Jazz Ranch, Hip Cats and Groovy Chicks. This afternoon I have a special song for you. It's a jazz waltz. Now it's written by the guitarist, harmonica player, Toots. He played with George Shearing in his famous quintet in the 50s and 60s. And he's more well known as a harmonica player. He's on so many recordings you can't believe it. He recorded with Bill Evans on harmonica. So check out this tune. It's a great one to practice. I'm going to talk about some details about it later on. It goes through a cycle of fifths, and it also has a lot of 2-5-1s or 2-5s moving, in an interesting way. So please learn this in maybe more than one key, and you will really benefit from it, I believe. So here we go now with a great song called Bluesette. Starting out, this is a classic jazz tune, and it's a waltz, rather medium tempo to up tempo. And it's quite challenging because it really goes through a cycle of fifths. So it's a good exercise as well as, challenging to play on. And Toots, who wrote it, is a guitar player that played with George Shearing, and when he wrote this composition, I think in '64, he actually whistled along with his melody line on his guitar, which was rather unique at the time to hear that sort of thing. He was very clever, and he became like one of the more well-known jazz harmonica players throughout the rest of his career. It's almost like his guitar was laid aside, and he became, played in for so many great artists on their recordings playing harmonica, including Bill Evans did a recording with him when he played harmonica. But anyway, the reason he actually played it in B flat, and it has an interesting introduction with a sharp 9. You get that sharp 9 sound. Now why is that a sharp 9? Because here is a B flat. He plays it in B flat. So here is a B flat 7, and then if you add the third there and then you flat it, you have a major third here and they have a flat third there, which is actually a 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, sharp 9. It has a kind of funky sound. Well, the funky nines, whatever. Now what happens is he goes like, that would be the B flat scale, right? So now he's going to go through that scale but change a few things. In other words, it's going to be diatonic, but then it's going to change a few things. Like for instance, starts out in the tonic key, the melody goes right to the 7 chord, like, so it's B flat major 9 now to A minor 7 flat 5, but then it wants to move to the 6th chord of the G minor. It does it by way of doing a 2-5. So that goes to D7, then the G minor 7. And then another 2-5 taking to the F minor 7. Now that's the 5 chord made minor. Another 5 takes us to the 4 chord, you see. So 2-5, there's all these 2-5s. So you have like the 1 chord, the 7 chord, then the related 5 moving to the 6th chord, related 5 moving to the 5 chord in minor, with its related 5 moving to the 4 chord. You see, so you have to, you can memorize the song by remember that passage. Now, it goes from the 4 chord now to minor 7 for the 4 chord, doing a 2-5-1 into the flat 3, or 2-5-1 into D flat, and then 2-5-1 off the D flat, G7 to B major. So these varieties of 2-5-1s, which go through the cycle of fifths but change slightly, are extremely good to practice and to exercise. This tune is a really great tune to practice your 2-5s, because you have them in every, in a variety of keys. And if you play this song in more than one key, he played it in B flat, but you could also play it in G or E flat or other keys, and you really get a lot of practice in 2-5. So 1 chord, 7 chord, 2-5-1 into G minor, G minor 7, then 2, that becomes a 2-5 into the F minor 7, G minor 7, C7. So now you can mimic ideas like, see, melodically I'm improvising, but I'm playing an idea. Now I'm transposing it to the new 2-5. So like I might have this moving to the new 2-5. So that makes your improvisation better and more logical, because one phrase leads to the next. One logical thing in having a conversation with someone. Like we went to the store, we bought eggs. We don't say we went to the store and then we went swimming. No. In other words, you're connecting your ideas. Now a new idea here. You see, I build an idea through the 2-5. So now we're going from the 2-5 into E flat. We're in the 4 chord now. Now we're going to do 4 minor and a 2-5 into the flat 3. So now you can practice your D flat scale. So let's look at the scales. First scale is B flat major. Second is still B flat major, but then we have the altered dominant 7th there. G minor, that's the relative minor scale. Right, then we have an F minor. So now we're going to think in the E flat scale. D flat. Now we're going to go to D flat, so we want to think in the D flat scale. 2-5-1 into D flat. We're going to think in that scale, D flat major. Now we're going to do a 2-5-1 into the B scale, or you could call it C flat if you like. So D flat, G flat, C flat. So the C flat scale is going to be this. So we go now with that scale. Then we're going to do a turnaround on the C half diminished, which is back to really B flat minor, but we're going to have that note in there. minor to G7 to C minor to F7. See, so you have all those scales. You have the B flat scale, alto dominant on the D7, the G minor, which is the relative minor scale, the C7, the F minor scale now, built on E flat scale, 2-5-1 into E flat, now 2-5-1 into D flat. So you get a real workout with this song, and I'll give you the sheet to it so like you can practice those scales. It'll be a good exercise for you, and then try to play it in another key. Let's see if I can do that. In G. Right? That's really good. If you can memorize that chord progression and where the 2-5-1s are, you are going to be able to play this in any key. And you know, I would start out with maybe just 2 keys, B flat and maybe C or G, and then try it in F, you know, see if you can play it in F. And this would be a great exercise for you and will really develop your ear and your mind on how to play in different keys, a song in different keys that's rather complex, but has a very logical chord progression to it. So that's the thing that will hold it together, is it's logical. It makes sense in terms of the 2-5-1 progression. Wrapping up and signing off from the Jazz Ranch. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this version of Bluesette, and I hope you will learn it and it will benefit you. And please write to me. I love to hear from you. I always try to respond to my comments if you give me enough time. Sometimes it might take a month, but I will try to respond. And if I don't respond, then just write to me again. Maybe I miss seeing it. At any rate, until next time, I'll say swing loose, but also stay well, be smart, and please spread kindness. Bye-bye.